my name is Kaylee and welcome to my first YouTube video. I'm very excited to start my channel. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. It's something I'm passionate about and I just like the idea of it. So let's get started. In today's video, I want to talk about my rush experience at a small university. I am currently a senior at Millikan University and it's a small college, what can I say? And so at my school, there are only 3 sororities. So the rush experience is very different than what it would be at a larger school. The other difference is our formal recruitment is in the spring, winter time. So I'm a transfer student, and so my experience would be different from the average. And so when I was going through rush, I was one of the oldest girls. Most of them were freshmen and then some sophomores. Honestly, I don't think I met another junior rushing, and those who went through rush maybe went through informal, which we have in the fall. And so it wasn't that odd, but it's still, I mean, it's a small school, like everybody knows each other. So it wasn't common for a junior to go through. Throughout this video, I'm just going to be explaining what our rush process was like, what my experience was, being a junior, being a transfer, having it be in the spring semester, and so on and so forth. Like I said, we have our formal recruitment in the spring. In the fall, they have informal recruitment, which is just very chill. It's more like a hangout process, get to know the houses, get to know the girls, and then the pledging is a little bit different. I don't know too much about that because I didn't go through that process, but from what I've heard and what I understand, that's how it goes. In the fall, after recruitment, towards November, they hold what they call a progressive dinner. And this is where you can informally go around to the houses, get to know the girls, talk to a few of them. It would be considered like open house rounds at your first round of recruitment, but it's in the fall. You don't do anything. There's no bidding. You're not dropping houses. It's just like a meet and greet type of situation that they have set up. So I did that along with all the girls that are wanting to go through recruitment in the spring. And so that was fun. And then come springtime, you can start recruiting, or you start your recruitment. So night 1 was actually just a meeting. You came to like our UC, the Commons area, where you had your meeting, your informational meeting. You met your ROGAMs, you met your group that you would be going through. ROGAMAs, assuming if you watch this video, you know what I'm talking about. ROGAMAs are the girls that have disaffiliated themselves from their sorority in order to help the new recruits. So night 1 was just the meeting, informational, what rush would be like, what your outfits could be like, and so on and so forth. And so night 2, which is like really night 1, you go in and then you get your schedule. On this particular day, we were supposed to wear our t-shirts. It's just like open house round. And so the school provided a t-shirt for us to wear. And then you're just supposed to wear it how you would like. So you style it how you want. You wear your jewelry that you want. And so at my school, there are 3 sororities, like I said, and we spent about, I would say 45 minutes at each house. And at each house, we talked to 2 to 3 girls. And so that was fun. I had really good conversations. It's like the ice water tea round or the little snacks, and so that was fun. I go to all 3 houses, really excited about them. End of the night, you put in your submissions or your rank. And so again, with rushing with only 3 sororities, you have your top 3, you put in your top 2 for that day. So your number 1 is ranked, your first 2 are ranked number 1, and then whatever house that was at the bottom, it's still in the number 2 spot. So because there's not 10 or 15 sororities that you're like interested in, you still could have the possibility to go back to all 3 because of the time period. Keep in mind, during this time, this is after school has started for the year. So we're doing all of our recruiting at night after class and other activities that are going on. So people are coming in from practice, they're having homework, their jobs, and so this wasn't like the week before school started or something. So we're having to keep that in mind as well. So I ranked my top 3 in my order. I'm gonna keep my decision till the end and see if you guys can figure that out. Like in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, because it's a late start junior, they're not going to want me. They're going to want younger girls who can stay in longer, who could be more involved. that was like my main insecurity that I had going through all of this. I would be talking to girls who are sophomores or juniors in the house, and they'd be like, oh, you're a junior. And like, it wasn't like a automatic tick against me, but it was like, oh, okay, that's on my radar now. Like, that's not something that I expected. But they never acted like it was a super big problem, which was nice. Yes. And keep in mind, these houses will keep you for your GPA, and your school requirements and whatnot. And so during your conversations, you obviously want to, stand out as much as you can. And so without even trying or just being yourself, saying that I'm a junior and that I'm a transfer student, that kind of put me on their radar a little bit, which ended up working out in my favor because I found my forever home. But let's continue. Next night was philanthropy night, and that is the night that you go and talk to the sororities about their philanthropy, what they're passionate about, what they do for fundraising. And so you get to know a little bit more into the house instead of just surface level conversation, I would say. And so max you can get asked back to was 3 houses, and I got asked back to 1 house, and I'm not going to lie, it stung because, you're like, oh, they don't want me. And so the way I had my rankings, I got asked back to my number 1 house. My second house didn't ask me back, and neither did my third. And not gonna lie, my third, I just wasn't vibing with them from the beginning. Nothing against the girls, but we were just really different, and I just couldn't see myself in there. So that one didn't sting as much. But the second house that dropped me, that one kind of stung. I knew girls in that. I thought we had good conversations. All in all, it was okay. And so the next night we actually had off, because like I said, it's the middle of the school week and school year, so like things are starting, syllabus week's over. And then, so these are a little bit more deep, a little bit more intense, and you're getting to know the house more, you're getting to know what the vibe of the girls are, which I really enjoyed. So you had your off night, and then you had that, and then the next night, preference night, this is when you're usually talking to your top 2 houses. And so I go in, and I just felt, at my top choice, I felt so at home right off of the bat. The girl that I had talked to for philanthropy night, one of the girls I talked to was actually the one I talked to the entirety of preference night, and that just ended up working out in my favor because we bonded quite well. And I actually cried on this night. They kind of do a ceremonial ritual for incoming recruits or PNMs, and it was just really nice, and I felt very wanted. It felt very genuine, and I'm like, yeah, this is it. So at the end of the night, you ranked what your tops were, and a lot of people usually have problems with ranking it. You might feel conflicted, or you're like, oh, my best friend is rushing XYZ and I want to rush blah blah blah, for me, it wasn't, I never even had to think about what my friends were doing or anything like that. With it being a small school, you knew obviously the stereotypes from some of the sororities, but you knew the sororities enough to could kind of see where you would fit and whatnot. And here's a little inside story too. So your ROGAMs were supposed to text you on each day to make sure that you hadn't been released from any of the houses, and so that means that you would still have an invite in. And so on Friday night, our ROGAMs told us that, okay, if you receive a text tomorrow, then that means that you will be released. And so we're all like, okay, I don't want to get released. And then so Saturday would be bid day. At 3:00 in the afternoon on Friday, I see my ROGAM's name pop up on my phone. I'm like, oh no. I was like, oh no, why are they texting me? And I open my phone up and it says, can't wait to see you tomorrow. And I'm like, okay. And we go to the gym and they hand us our bid cards, and the way my school had it set up is you all set up in the gym and you're standing on your bids until they count down, and then you can open your bids and get all excited. And I'll actually include my video of like me running home. So at my school, they line everybody up and you are in your pairs, and then you say your name, like, I'm Kaley Holden and I'm running home to blah 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 blah, and I'll actually include that clip here that I got to run home to. So by this time, you know, I have joined Alpha Chi Omega Upsilon chapter at Millikan University. I couldn't be more excited about it. I'm so happy that I'm home. Of course, the pandemic happened, so I wasn't able to, you know, be at the house as much as I'd like to, but I will actually be living on campus next year in the house with one of my best friends that I've made. Some videos I have that I'm planning on doing coming up include how I got my big, that story time. Some other ones include choosing my college and my college experience. Even though this is the beginning, I'm so excited to get started and start my channel and to just grow with love, because I think this is a really cool opportunity. So hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up. I feel so stereotypical, but you know, it's fine. We're just gonna go with it. Thank you guys and have a good one.